Hi, Samantha here with Usborne Books and More, aka Bear Cubs Book Club, and today I wanted to talk to you about baby books. These are great books for babies and toddlers and even preschoolers, but these are books that are specifically designed and made for babies in mind. So the first book I have is this very, very cute little itty bitty book called The Baby's Very First Little Black and White Library. And this is a great, great, great little book book set that has 4 little books that are black and white books that go along with it. These are a great baby shower gift to just put on top with everything else that you're giving, or to just give a set of books is a really awesome little gift. So these are really great books. These are all black and white images. I have a 5-month-old baby right now, and he loved black and white images when he was a baby. It's the easiest thing that they can see. It's something that they can make out. They can see the definition. And so these are great little books to start reading with your baby from day one. You are helping your child by reading with them from the very beginning. With all of our kids, we've read from the very beginning, and we didn't have awesome books like this until recently, but these books are really great. Peekaboo Baby, Hungry Baby, all the different kinds of things with black and white and some very simple colors so that their brains aren't overwhelmed or overstimulated. It just kind of gives them some basic stuff. There's animals, black and white animals as well. So this is a great very first book set to give to new parents or to have for your child if you're pregnant or expecting. Another great book talking about black and white is, this is my absolute favorite book right now for my son. And this is our fold out book. And this book folds out like an accordion, and you set it up on the ground. And this is a great tummy time book. Now, we all know how important tummy time is, and it's one of the hardest things to do with your baby because they hate it so much usually. This book helped my son to not hate tummy time so much. I will probably put a picture in right now about that shows my children all on their tummies looking at this tummy time book together. And it just kind of was a great thing for my son to look at while he was on his tummy and while he was struggling to lift his head. And I really think that he lifted his head higher and sooner because of this book, because he had something really interesting and engaging to look at. So there's 2 sides. It goes all the way to 10. So my 3-year-old, who just turned 3, was practicing her counting while she was sitting with her little baby brother. It's a great book to have with your children, and it will grow with them. And then as they get older and they can sit up on their own, they can have this sitting in front of them when they're in a bumbo seat or another kind of seating toy, or when they learn to start to sit, and then it can help them to reach and all of that. So these fold-out books are awesome. I would recommend this also as a baby shower gift, and a really awesome book to grab. The next book is this really cute, again, super little, next to my hand. I was surprised at how little, but it's really nice. Little car seat stroller book that we have that you can hook onto your stroller. And there's just little finger trails and cutouts for your child and things to look through. There's just sounds, so there's no real words. It's just stuff to get them interested in books and interacting with books before they even can read books. Just letting them play and touch and feel books before they really get into what books are, and that's a story. But they all have some really fun textures. It's hard to see, but this whole snake is cut out, so there's bumps to feel, there's holes to put their fingers into, the leaves they can peek through. If they're sitting in their stroller, they can look at you through, they can look at you through the holes. It's just a really awesome book. And this book is $7.99, and it would be also a great little gift for someone in your life that's having a baby. But I picked it up for myself and for my baby. Another set that I want to talk to you about that we are known for all over the world and is actually in many zoos and museums is the That's Not My series. And these are touchy-feely books. So on the cover, the nose of the cow, the ears of the panda, sorry, I've got a bad glare, and then the hair of this mermaid. And it goes through, if you've never seen these books, that's Not My Mermaid because her hair is too fluffy. And then that's Not My Mermaid, her crown is too bubbly. And so her crown is all bubbly and shiny, and so on. Scaly. The great thing about this book is that for the very beginning, your baby, they just get to touch and feel everything. Then as your baby grows and is a toddler, they start to notice there's a little mouse hidden on each of these books and on each of these pages. They're also really great and easy for kids to see because of the dark outlining that is on all the images. And then as they get older, my 5-year-old who's learning to read can sit down and start to try and read these books to their his siblings, and they're great books to get for your children. I don't think there's any age that this is not appropriate for in the early birth all the way through 6-7 years old. So these are awesome. That's Not My Mermaid. There's a whole set of animal books. There's a pirate, there's a monster, there's reindeer and angels and so many. I think there's over 30 books. Excuse me. Over 30 books in that set. Another set that I want to tell you about, and I have this in the baby books, but this is more for your toddlers, is these Muddle and Match books. Now, these books I wasn't really into in the beginning, but my kids love them. And how these work, I have the Imagine, which is here, and it's a little girl one. There's a boy one that's Adventures. This is Jungle Animals. They have Jobs. I think we have 5 or 6 in this set. And these books work on alliteration, which for your older children, when you're going over some grammatical information, you're going to talk about alliteration, and Marvin the Mighty Monkey moves towards the mark on the map to meet the mysterious magical meerkat. And so then there's a basic story with each of these characters, or if your child feels the need, they can change the story to have a cheetah body and a parrot bottom. And so you then create a funny story, and my kids sit with these books and ask me to read all the different combinations for at least a half hour. The last few days we've gone through these books, and they just think they're so funny and they're so interesting that they are changing the stories and different things that are happening to the characters. So it's really a fun series that I really do recommend you get, especially if you've got children who have a mind of their own, who doesn't, who like to just make things the way that they want it instead of following the rules. So this is a great place for them to break those rules and to create whatever they want to create and give them some creativity in their storytelling, and for them to learn how to tell a very different kind of story. So this is a great series to look at. Each of these books are $9.99. Or sorry, $8.99. Back to some very basic baby books. These are the playbooks. There are a huge amount of playbooks that I have. And the first one I want to show you is the Slide and See. And there's these little sliders. And as you can see on the fish, it changes the patterns and changes some things. So this is really great for the fine motor skills to learning to move, which is the basic skills for learning to write. So these are really important skills for your kids to start to do. There's some just really fun things. And then there's little parts that are cut out in each of these books that just gives more texture and more fun. These are great books for kids to just sit down and look at a book and just pour over books without you needing to sit with them and read them a full story. These are just books that they can independently work on and enjoy, and then show you the very fun things that they get to do as they read a book. Super thick pages, if you can see that. They're about 1/8 of an inch thick, which is awesome. They're super durable. This will hold up to a child playing with it for a very long time. The next book is this touchy-feely Lift the Flap Playbook. So right here is a squishy thing. There's these finger trails, again, that work with the fine motor skills. There's little peekaboo pages, all kinds of stuff. And then there's all these textures. So the cloud is fluffy, the finger trail that goes all the way across the page down to a flap to find the airplane. There's all kinds of things. Who's under this flap? Tweet, tweet. Really cute little book. My 5-year-old sat down with my baby and they just went through this and they had so much fun. So these are really fun to enjoy with everybody in the whole family. Again, this is a Lift the Flap and Touchy-Feely Playbook, which is really fun. This one runs at $14.99. This other one, I have two others that I got that are called playbooks. This one is the Touchy-Feely Animals book. There's just very fun textures and things about animals. Again, finger trails for them to play with. This has a ton of finger trails on it. The octopus, every single tentacle is a finger trail. Peekaboo page, so right here, changes it back and forth. Really neat. So that's what this one looks like. Fluffy guy over here. So super fun. And then this one is probably my favorite. And this is the Playbook Colors book. This is a great book for your child if they're learning their colors. Super, super fun. So the sun is squishy, and then there's all kinds of textures inside this book. But inside, there's one page that is red. There's some Lift the Flaps that they can find. They talk about all the different things that are red on the page. So this is squishy, the bee, and all different kinds of things to go over the colors that your child is learning. This book is so beautiful and so fun, and I just really, really enjoyed doing this with my kids who know their colors, but it's just good practice and good things for them to just go through. And then it has the word up here, brown, so my 5-year-old who's learning to read his color words can practice reading his color words as well. So these books really do grow with you from baby all the way through. So they're a worthy investment. The last thing I'm going to show you are some of our sound books. Now, I know a lot of people are leery of sound books. They don't really find them the best because they scare them because a lot of the sounds are not always the best. I have with me the musical Nursery Rhymes and the Jungle Sounds book. My daughter brought this to her preschool and all the kids wanted it. So these are really awesome. But one of the teachers that was in the room was like, "What is that sound? That's so nice. I normally hate these." And so I'm going to be quiet and let you listen. So they're very realistic in sounds. And each page has these little silver dots that you just press. And interact. And then each of the pages, again, finger trails, different things for them to feel and do. Tigers roar, the birds. All kinds of fun things. So this is an awesome book. I was a little hesitant about it because of the sounds, but it is really a nice book. And the really cool thing is there's an on-off switch. So if you don't want to hear it, then you can turn it off, or you can save it, save the battery, and so you can turn it off. So I make my kids, taught them already to turn it off when they're finished, and then that will save the sounds. Here's the nursery rhyme book. I'll let you hear. And now these pages are durable. They're super thick. They're like thick hard cardstock kind of page. They're not as thick as some of the other books. And then these ones, but the Nursery Rhyme has the words for you and a picture that goes with it, and then you can ring with your child. So these books are really awesome. I would highly recommend them. There are so many more baby books out there, baby, toddler, preschool age books on our website. I would recommend going through those, but this is just a little taste of some of the best ones that we have, our favorites at our house, and I hope that was helpful. And if you have any questions, let me know.